Hello there, I'm Patricia Polacco. I'm showing you now the book that I'm literally working on that is going to be coming out. This is the next book out. It's called Sissy Boy, Cootie, and Her Ugliness. And this is about a friendship that I had with a wonderful boy named Tom Shove, who was a ballet dancer. I remember that was one of the first times, actually, that summer that I'd asked my mother if I could stay in Michigan and go to school that year. Usually I went back to California to be with her. My parents were divorced, but they shared custody and she had given me permission. But I broke out in this horrible rash that was all over my face, and that's kind of the first scene that you see here as I'm getting ready to go to a new school. And you know, you want to look your best. And if you don't, you're just literally ready to dry up. And all the little girls who came over to see me wanted to know what was wrong with my face, because I had these lumps. Probably, you know, just from the excitement or the worry about going. But all of a sudden, a boy peered over my shoulder, dark-haired kid with dark horn-rimmed glasses. Because I didn't know where I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go to an art class. And he said, well, it's right here in this room. My name's Tom. I'll show you where to go. So Tom and I went on in that room together. And when we got in that room, a really mean boy made us his hobby. He called Ravon, who was sitting at the table with me, her ugliness. He called me the cootie, and he called Tom Sissy Boy. And he was relentless. This boy picked on us almost every single day. And you know, it wasn't like I could make the bumps on my face go away. And Ravon actually was a very pretty little girl. But this is when we were getting ready to play baseball, and Tom couldn't play very well, so the kids teased him about that. You know, he didn't do things that kind of other kids did. He was a wonderful, wonderful friend, though, and a great, great kid. And I remember I started sticking up for Tom, and I kind of called this kid on his bluff and told him to stop teasing him. And he really stepped up his teasing then of me. I don't understand, actually, why some kids feel compelled to single out another for being different. But I remember the highlight that fall was going to Tom's house, and he and Ravon flew kites. Because Ravon literally painted on silk, and she made these gorgeous kites. And the house that Tom lived in is where my parents used to live before they got a divorce. So Tom and I were connected in many, many ways. You're seeing the color finishes. I have to put vellum over the top of them to stop them from getting marked. And then this is when we started to get the kites up in the air. And this is literally, I'm just showing you the work that's been completed so far. And this is when we had them flying. And I tell you, there's nothing more wonderful than to lie in the grass and look at cumulus clouds and have them become objects and pictures like battleships and sailing ships. Well, that's what we did that day. But eventually, Halloween was coming up. I won't show you the rest because Halloween was coming up, and we went out trick-or-treating, and this mean boy caught up with us and pushed Tom down, broke his glasses for the first time. He broke his glasses several times. Tom's mother was a single mother and a teacher and couldn't afford to buy him glasses every 2 weeks. To make a long story short, this boy, Tom made the mistake one gym period of jumping over I guess what would you call them, a hurdle, because Tom could jump beautifully. Because that day that we went to visit, I found out Tom takes ballet. And in a small town in Michigan, and when you're a boy, that didn't fly very well, and that's why this kid kept calling him Sissy Boy. But taking ballet meant he could leap. and he leapt over that hurdle, literally making a record. Well, this boy really hated him then, and made fun of him and beat him up every chance he got, broke his glasses again. Well, here's what the whole story is about, though. Tom, eventually, there was a talent show at the end of the year, and Tom decided he was going to do a ballet dance in front of the whole school. And I remember the day of the performance, I was very worried about him because I knew the kids were going to make fun of him. But by golly, that little kid, he was, 13 years old, walked out on that stage and he started to dance. And they even took his music off, but he still danced, and he danced beautifully. And eventually, the whole auditorium sprang to their feet and clapped, gave him a standing ovation. Tom went on to become class president, student body president, student council. He did many, many things for that school. Eventually ended up as the artistic director of the American Theater Ballet in New York. So he went on to become a professional dancer. What an amazing boy. Ravon went on to do textile design, and she ended up in Paris. Me, I ended up writing books for children. And you'll notice no more cooties. But I want children to see this, because what Tom taught me, that moment in front of that school, was grace under fire. And that it's all right to march to the beat of a different drum. And it's all right to be different than other people, because eventually that's what's going to carry you through. That story, when it comes out, is called Her Ugliness, the Cootie, and Sissy Boy. Watch for it.